Here we have a 2023 on a 23 registration, Iveco Daily, Ilesbus iCity Max 31 seat, PSVR compliant, single deck bus. So, it's more like a dual purpose vehicle, to be honest. But we're selling it on behalf of Bellevue Coaches. We have an identical pair, finished in this red colour scheme. They were actually purchased by Goodwins, and Bellevue inherited them when it took on the contract for the bus service from Stockport to Macclesfield from Goodwins, and the red was because they were painted in mains of Manchester colours, which Wes subsequently owned at the time. So that's what we're looking at today. Obviously, being, 6 months old, you're not going to find any issues really bodywork wise. We've got Euroliner wheel trims fitted. Back corners are in good order. There is a little bit of luggage space. As I said, predominantly it's a service bus, but it is to a kind of dual purpose specification. So you've got a little bit of luggage there, not a lot, but you know, there's a bit of storage. You're not going to expect a lot. After all, it is a bus. Back down the near side again, clean and tidy, no issues there. And then we've got this big wide flat entrance with these double plug doors. Now there is a facility where you don't have to have them both open. You can have just one open, one half open, if you like, to control boarding. But we've got a manual fold-out wheelchair ramp, and then as we jump on board, if you include the tip-ups, we've got 29 seats. They are fixed seats, but very, very well-spec seats for as I said, what is essentially most of its life's going to be as a service bus. So, high back seats with 3-point seat belts. We've got leather piping and headrest inserts. We are wired for CCTV. We have USB connectors at every seat and a little pocket there to put your mobile phone in. That sort of thing. But because of the spec, 3-point belts, etc., they can also be used on small private hires, you know, school swimming, that sort of thing. It's a very, very versatile little bus, to be honest. Wood effect flooring just finishes that, you know, upmarket feel off. You've got your 2 tip-up seats there, which are also fitted with lap belts, so that's giving you space for one wheelchair. But as I said, if you look, you know, have a look up. There's even a seatbelt look for the wheelchair to secure that in. But, yeah, if you're looking sort of up the vehicle, as I said, yes, it's a bus, but the reason I use dual purpose, we're going back to sort of 11-metre dominant 2-bodied leopards in my head with dual purpose. But with this specification, as I said, you know, if you've got a local senior citizens group that's got people with mobility issues, you've got the low floor entrance, which they'll appreciate. Obviously there's some steps up into the main saloon, but step 3, you've got 8 seats plus the tip-ups. But also if one of the group has a wheelchair, then happy days, there's somewhere to put that. It can do a school contract, and then it can do local swimming in between, maybe local school private hires. As I said, it is a vehicle that lends itself to anything. It's fully air conditioned. It's also, you can see the speakers throughout. It's fitted with a full multimedia system, which does extend into the saloon. I'm not sure how I feel about the driver's job, right? I mean, these Ivecos, the thing I like about them is They sound like a car and they drive like a car. I mean, you know, previously we'll have had Vario-based vehicles for this size of bus, and, you know, clack, 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 sound like a tractor. This sounds like your car, but it also drives like your car. So there are a lot, you don't feel like you've done a day's graft when you've done like 8 to 10 hours in one of these. I found out now why a lot more manufacturers go into this Austin Allegro steering wheel, right? And I've got it off, I found it on some Austin Allegro promotional vehicle, but the flat bit at the bottom is to assist drivers getting in and out. You know, everybody employs some of the more rotund drivers. That's there to do them a favour, apparently. We've got a multifunction steering wheel. We've got all the controls predominantly to the driver's right. As I said, Euro 6 Iveco engine. Obviously, that's driven through this Himatic automated gearbox. As I said, it's lovely. It just drives like a car. There's also a retarder fitted. It is fitted with a digital tachograph. This one is showing 26,000 kilometres, give or take. Lane departure warning, automated emergency braking system. The thing I don't like, I mean, the ticket machine stands there, right? So if you're paying, you've got this narrow gap. The driver's also got this, what I would imagine is there to try and prevent him being assaulted. That screen is kind of got to reach around that to get to the ticket machine to deal with somebody who's behind him. It reminds me of when certain corporations back in the late 60s tried to convert half-cab front entrance buses to single man rather than, you know, a driver and a conductor, to one-person operation. That's the phrase I'm looking for. And they had the same problem. They had to, like, turn around in a rather cramped cab to try and serve people. Not ideal for me, but if you want like the low entrance, it's a compromise you've got to make. I'm also not sure why this seat's here, because it's not certified in the passenger seats, and it is on quick release tracking. Obviously, it's not a seat for. I've worked it out. I've just seen that. So it's not a seat for a passenger. So it could be used, I would imagine, if you're on a contract that needs an escort. But also, the reason it's on quick release tracking, it can also be used, that's like a little luggage rack there. But I just feel the driver's layout for working as a service bus driver, particularly collecting fares, isn't ideal. I also found that when you get out the seat, you wallop your head on that mirror, you know. But as I said, it's just, you've got to work within the parameters you've got, and unfortunately, that's one of it. Everything in here makes up for it, which is, you know, the layout, the usability, the spec, you know. So, but we've got to remember our staff are very important. So, to recap, we've got a bus here with a lot of positives, but a couple of negatives. But what we have got is one of a pair. It is a 2023 on a 23 registration, Iveco Daily, Ilesbus, iCity Max, 31 seat, PSVR compliant single deck bus.